Hello and welcome to Kitchen After Dark. I am your host, Clinton Hazel Jr. and tonight we making cornbread. And we also have a very special guest joining us in the kitchen tonight. We have Clifford Moss. He's the co-founder of Goodsmiths. So it's going to be a really good night. We're going to have a great conversation. So come on, let's get started. All right, let's go. All right, so we're making cornbread. Now, I got to tell you a little story. When I grew up, we used Jiffy, the little blue box. You know, it was easy. You just pour some milk or I don't even know the ingredients anymore. But it was easy. That's what we use for cornbread. And it's delicious. If you ask most people what type of cornbread they eat, they usually say Jiffy, and it was simple. But I didn't have Jiffy. We live in Australia now, so there was a lot of stuff I do comes out of the fact that I'm away from the usual stuff that I use. So I have to kind of make it myself and figure it out. So it was Thanksgiving. I was making stuffing, and you know there's an American store in Australia in Melbourne, and I was going down to the American store. It's like an hour and a half away from me. So going all the way down there just to get a box of cornbread was kind of ridiculous. So I figured out how to make my own cornbread, and I made it, and it was delicious. It was absolutely amazing. Honestly, I haven't done a comparison test like made the box stuff and then made my cornbread, but my kids love it. It's fresh. It's made from simple ingredients. It's perfect. So if you get a chance, try it yourself. It's good. It's really good. You can have it with chili. You can have it just as a treat for lunch. Like, it's sweet, it's savory, it's all of these things. So definitely, if you've never had cornbread before, this is one way to try it. If you've had cornbread before and you know a good cornbread, definitely try this one because it'll knock your socks off. All right, so let's get to the ingredients and get to mixing. All right, let's do this. All right, we're back. So now let's talk ingredients. We have butter. This is going to be melted butter. We have cornmeal. It's polenta here in Australia. So if you can't find cornmeal, definitely look for polenta. We have white sugar. We have 2 eggs. We got flour. We got buttermilk. If you don't have buttermilk, you can make buttermilk with whole milk and use vinegar or lemon juice. I'll put a link on the bottom. Just figure out how to make buttermilk. We have baking soda and salt. So we're going to mix all this together and make our cornbread. All right? See you in a sec. All right, welcome back. So we're gonna mix everything together. You might hear this in the background. I actually melted my butter on the pot, so I needed it really hot. I'm gonna mix it in with my sugar now. So I'm gonna go grab the butter. Now it's really hot, but I want to get my sugar in there and mix that together. You want that to dissolve together. It's going to be this real buttery sugar mix. And just a regular hand whisk, we go to the gym for a reason. You got to get those muscles in there and whisk everything together. All right, I'm going to throw my eggs in there. I don't need to do it one at a time. I'm going to put them in both. Now, if you try to put your eggs in too soon, it's going to cook the eggs, so you don't want to put them in too soon. You want to just make sure that the butter is warm, but not too hot, all right? Definitely don't put them in a pan. I actually did that once, so don't do that. So I'm just mixing that together until it's fully incorporated. You can definitely do this, again, with just a mix. With just a whisk. You can put it in your mixer if you felt like it. I'm going to combine the salt and baking soda to my flour. I'm going to add a little bit of flour in there. I'm going to add a little bit of my buttermilk, as well as a little bit of cornmeal polenta. Just adding about half of that just to mix it all together. Let's add the rest of it. Here we go. Add the rest of my flour. Move all these out the way. And the rest of my cornmeal or polenta. There we go. A good cook is a clean cook, what my mama used to say. So just putting that to the side. Now you got this beautiful mix right here. And we're just gonna pop this in the oven, put it in a greased pan, pop it in the oven, and we'll be ready for some cornbread. We're gonna put it in there. I mean, it's you want to preheat the oven about 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and pop it in there for about 35 minutes. And after that, check on it, make sure it's fully done. Should have this like nice brown, golden brown coat on top of it, but. Then it's fun, enjoy it, put a little butter on it, and it's perfect, all right? It's that easy to make it, all right? So we'll be right back. I'll pop this in the oven. So we're back. While that's in the oven, I wanted to introduce you guys to Clifford Moss. He's the co-founder of Goodsmiths and a real close personal friend of mine. We actually met at a garage sale outside our house. We were selling a couple things. Our neighbors were moving, so we had this joint garage sale. And Clifford, or actually his wife, Starley, showed up, and we've been friends ever since. It's actually pretty amazing. So so tell the people, I told them how we met, but tell me about Goodsmiths.
So Goodsmiths are conscientious consumers, conscientious makers, bakers, suppliers, demanders, people who buy and supply for the right reasons, not just to make more shit.
Yeah, that's good, because there's a lot of stuff out there, and our kitchen is all about making your own, so that's awesome. That's awesome.
I think there was an instant click, with you guys. Selling your stuff outside your home.
It works in all frames.
Yeah. There's some threads on my little boy that he's doing one by yours.
We share clothes. That's what we do. That's how you keep everything moving and not spending all this money when stuff is already out there, right?
So that's good smithery, right there. That's good smithery right there. That's
how long have you been working on Goodsmiths?
So we've been working on it for a long time, maybe four years, but it's only been Goodsmiths the brand for the last 18 months.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But we've been ticking away and tinkering away before we got down with the right name, the right brand, the right story, and it's essentially a website for people to find and choose and buy things that they may well want and need, but they can buy things that have a positive social impact, that generate a bit of community benefit, as well as be a great product.
Yeah, that's awesome, because one of the things I always say is that it's difficult to do good. It's not easy finding products that are doing good in the world. So to have a website like yours is awesome. It's if I didn't say it before, it's a Goodsmith.
Goodsmiths.org. It's a growing platform of there's 90 businesses there from Australia at the moment. All pretty much small social enterprises, B Corps, startups, who are all out there doing the right thing, making great products.
That's awesome.
That's the best thing of this, right? We're just finding that there's some awesome products out there that also do a lot of good. And that's great.
So you spoke about you've been doing this about 4 years now. So and I know your father. He has 2 beautiful kids and a wife. How is that? How do you balance those two?
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard. Look, I've been doing my own thing for a long time. I haven't had a job in a long time, so that's kind of natural.
Yeah.
But 2 young kids. I mean, anyone who's out there with little ones, as you well know, it's whitewater every day of the week.
Yeah.
Throw a business on top of that when it's your own thing. and we haven't got a big team. You've got staff,
Yeah.
you've got kids in the office,
Mm-hmm.
you've got project managers, you've got projects. There's, you can't deny it. It's not roses and rainbows every day of the week. It's hard. It's hard. Yeah, it's tough, and that's part of the deal.
Do you sleep a lot? Is it?
That's definitely not down to me. 2 young kids, 4 and 2.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of sleeplessness.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming good. It's coming good.
Yeah,
We're getting back to 6.5, 7 hours on a fairly constant dial.
Yeah.
That's okay. We can cope with that. And then, one of the great things about having your own business is it's exciting.
Yeah.
You get out of bed and you think, I'm going to do that thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 3 really important things to do today.
Yeah.
A, B, and C. I'm going to do those 3 things, and it's going to get done. And once it's done, I'm going to feel great. And you come home, and then you're back into family life. And sure, it's hard, but it's also great.
Yeah.
As you well know.
Yes, I do. So, one last question, because we're running out of time, but I want to get your input on this.
And I can talk, right?
As an entrepreneur and a father and a husband, what advice would you give to people that are in the same situation, but they wanna step out. They've been working at 9 to 5 for a long time, but they have that entrepreneurial spirit. So what advice would you give them to, one, either start or just be motivated to?
Yeah, right. Wow, big question.
Mm-hmm.
Not an easy question, but because there's for me there's probably quite a few answers. But what comes to mind, and you just said it, in a way, you've got to just start. Action is everything. That doesn't mean quit the day job.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean throw the baby out with the bathwater. It means keep going with plan A. And plan B, which is the beautiful future plan, that's the one you really want to do. Just work that passion, work that side project, and keep working on it, but take it seriously.
Yeah.
And do things.
Yeah.
Don't talk about doing things, or think about doing things, or just make lists. You got to tick that stuff off.
Just do it. I think we're not going to steal a slogan, but I think that's a great way to end this segment.
Yeah, right.
Just go out there and do it. You can. You have the passion. You have the idea. You have whatever it is. Just do it. Cliff, thank you for joining us tonight. Hug it out. I love a good man hug. Love a good man hug. If you have a little bit of time, I don't know.
Might hang out.
We're making cornbread, so it's in the oven. Once it's out, you can taste it out. Tell people at home how it tastes to let them know.
Very good.
All right, so we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. So Cliff had to leave. He had to apologize. It's the life of a father, entrepreneur, and husband. He got called home, and so he had to. Everybody's okay. He just had to go home. So I'm left alone tasting these cornbread myself, and they look amazing. I have a piece right here. I put a little butter in it, so they're still warm. So I put butter in when it's still warm. Like there's a texture to it. It's like there's a graininess to it, and I love that because you kind of get the taste of eating the cornbread. This is delicious. It's like a sweet and savory kind of thing. You can make it with chili. You can make it with any kind of saucy stuff. You dip the sauce in there. This is like perfect. You might want to do regular bread, but if you don't, you could do cornbread, and it's absolutely amazing. It's has some grits or something. Everything goes with cornbread. Everything goes with cornbread. But try it. You don't have to use the box anymore. All you gotta do is just put those things together, make it happen, cook it up for a little while, got you some cornbread. Very easy. If I can do it, you can do it. Let's do it together. All right. This is good. So with that, thank you again for watching. This has been a great episode. I'm really thankful for Cliff for stopping by. If you get a chance, go to goodsmiths.org. It's a great website. Even if you're out of the country, you can look at all the things that they have on there. With that, my name is Clinton Hazel Jr., and this is Kitchen After Dark. See you soon.